Today on Cooking with Cav, we speak with Matthew and Marion Peake, who are the co-founders of the Humanitarian Foundation and Helping Those in Need. Founded on the principles of love and giving, the organization feeds and fosters abused and abandoned children, among others. Their aim is simply to change lives for the better in the long term and share.
Rife in poverty and unemployment. An organization was founded on the principles of hope and vision in January 2017. Helping those in need not only focuses on clothing and giving food to the poor, homing the destitute, but also to seek employment opportunities for those without work. Today we get to speak to the phenomenal couple behind this powerful movement, helping those in need. We speak with Pastor and his wife, Matthew and Marion Peake. Sawubonani dumelang goeiemôre. My name is Kevin Erectus and this is your favorite cooking channel, Cooking with Cav. Remarkable work that you guys are doing in East London. And when I Google you guys, all I see is heartfelt stories after one another. But for those people who do not exactly know what helping those in need does, can you please just let us in on what you guys do and also maybe on your different roles that you play in the organization?
Sure. Okay, so we are Matthew and Marion Peake. We run an organization called Helping Those in Need. We've been doing it for about 3 years now, on and off, depending on my health. But yeah, basically what we do is we feed, we clothe, we rehabilitate, we encourage, we counsel. So we get rape victims, we get suicidal victims, we get abuse victims, we get all sorts over and above the fact that we run a foster home with 8 foster kids and 2 biological kids at the moment. My husband Matthew's role in the organization is the counseling. He does the biblical side, so he goes out 3 times a week. Matthew can share what you do in the communities.
We for about a year now we go into the community. We share the gospel of Jesus in some of the city's most poverty-stricken areas, and we've seen such breakthrough there. We've seen people's lives getting changed, and where once before there was no one partnering with us in that, we've actually got a team of 50 people that are scattered around the city that are helping us now.
Well, that's remarkable. And one thing that I like is that there's other people you guys are constantly involving and touching people's lives. But one thing that I would like to ask is maybe share more about the stories and the situations, 1 or 2 situations that you might think is you could share with us that your organization deals with.
Lots of situations. We actually have a current situation at the moment. One of our kids are obviously foster child. She's 14 years old and she's a rape victim, and she's actually pregnant. So 2 days ago she was brought here, and the police officers brought her here. So that was fine, and they've taken her to the hospital for a rape kit. And there the option was given of abortion. And with her being 14 years old, being now homeless because her parents has kicked her out, they're alcoholics unfortunately, she's got nowhere to go. So she had no option. She was going to do the abortion and she was going to need to go into a children's home. And the purpose of us having kids in our home is we want to love them. We want to make them part of our home. It's not a children's home, it is a home. It's not just a safe home, it's where mom and dad is with brothers and sisters. And yeah, we took a leap of faith and we asked her to be our daughter. So we didn't just save her, we saved an unborn child from being aborted. So that was that is one of the stuff that we do.
Well, and a lot of what you're mentioning is a common situation in society, especially in South Africa, and a lot of people don't actually want to deal with it because they're too afraid to get involved or they don't know how to go about it. But one thing I would like to ask, and I'll start with you, Pastor Matthew, is what maybe has led to you getting to that position where you want to give back, and despite the challenges you might face, you're going to push through to help these people that need you and the message you are preaching.
Yeah, well, we were in that position. Like a couple of years ago, we had no one to reach out to. There was really very few people that assisted us, and we were like literally down on the ground, and we had nowhere to go. We had lost everything. Our resources were finished, and our lives had actually crippled. We were actually about to get a divorce, and I don't know. Jesus somehow came into that mess and picked us up again, and literally from there we actually saw the need. You know, like it was almost as if he opened our eyes and we saw the need in front of us. She was helping all the time, all the little children around in the block of flats, so it was there ready. It's just that we didn't pay attention to what he wanted us to do. So when we finally knew who we were, all of a sudden we saw the need and we actually jumped in and we said, you know what, people actually need help.
Yeah.
People need someone just to take notice of them because we weren't noticed. So we took a leap of faith and we helped our first family by taking our last 100 rand. And that would have been our fuel money just for me to get to work that week. And she bought some groceries and we made a meal and we took it to this particular family. And you know, the ramifications of just that one meal changed their lives forever. So we went into that house. The husband hated God with a passion, and that one encounter with them gave us a phone call the next day, and the wife phoned us and said, we don't know what you guys did, but my husband all of a sudden said he wants to go to church after like 10 years. So when we saw that, we realized it's just taking a step of faith, doing something even though it might be hard for you to do, and just do it.
Pastor Matthew, I'd like to ask, how does your faith and your religion maybe work in what you do? How does that encourage you, or does it encourage you in what you do?
So my faith, I never used to have faith, and only when I actually found out how much I was loved by my Heavenly Father, that I realized how much He loved me and how much He wants to share the same love with other people that are around us. So we don't really preach a message of religion, we preach a message of identity and love. So people don't know their true created value as a son or a daughter, and we want to show them that you were made for a purpose, you were made for a reason, but you need to know who you are as a son or daughter to the King of Kings. And we have seen many people's lives get changed just by that simple fact. We don't come in Bible bashing or anything like that. We just go and love on people. And sometimes people come and say, dude, how do you love these people? How do you love people that are doing such terrible things? And we say, but the Bible tells us to love. And we see all of a sudden, like recently we had a guy, he was from the DRC in the Congo. And he was sold as a child soldier at the age of 6. And he left there, came to South Africa because he had nothing. All he knew was that he was trained to be a killing machine. He killed over 100 people. And here he comes and he's doing his drug trafficking and he's got his little pimps for him. And we take our bold step of faith and we walk out into the community of Daniel Village with not knowing what's going to happen, and we share the gospel, and this guy has an encounter. His life has been changed forever. And that's just taking a step of faith and doing something that others wouldn't do.
You mentioned quite a lot of important things, realizing your identity and also stepping into your purpose. And I know you have a beautiful testimony of your own, and I'd like to ask you maybe briefly to share that testimony. You might be touching someone's life who's watching, so just for whoever needs that testimony.
Yeah. So last year June, I found out I had stage 4 breast cancer, and I was quite upset because I do quite a bit of good for the community, and I had to realize that through that a testimony will have to be birthed, and I actually came to realize in a way that I didn't have a testimony before. As in, I was born into a very comfortable home, I grew up very comfortably and all that, and here I'm faced with a situation of life and death. And you have to make peace with that. If you are diagnosed with any condition or any disease, I always say that Jesus on the cross, before he was on the cross, he was whipped 39 times. And for every disease that he was whipped, you already conquered. So cancer is already conquered. Every single disease is already conquered. And I believed that was my testimony.
I sincerely admire your strength and tenacity. And I also want to turn to your husband. How is that difficult period, I'm assuming, because being ill and having someone you love being ill must be difficult. How has that drawn you guys closer, or maybe helped and anchored into what you've done? What were some of the challenges you guys have faced during that period?
Well, a month before she was diagnosed, I didn't lose my job, but I walked out my job because of unforeseen circumstances. But it was in that moment I left my job, no more resources. We heard the Lord speak very clearly that I needed to leave my job, but I didn't listen, so I was put out anyway. And all of a sudden, now we left, trusting in God alone, with no more financial backing. And instantly we get this bomb, which was dropped on us, where she was diagnosed with cancer. You know, for like almost a week and a half, like we were completely train wrecked. Like I think we don't know what to think, we don't know what to say. I know I was crying all the time. I was like saying, how can this happen? Like, God, I serve you every day. How can this happen? And God just came and reminded me. He said, dude, I just want you to love your wife in this time. And we just try to look at the positive in everything. She went to hospital, and we had such, like, listen, I want to tell you now, if people say there's no Jesus, there's Jesus, because we had so many people come around us to protect us and to help us and serving hearts. Like, in that whole couple months, we never had to cook once. People served us every day. And when we saw that, we just realized, oh my word, like, does the Lord really look after his people this way? Because he showed us his hand of mercy. And he changed her, he rescued her out of that mess. You know that when she was in the hospital, she was released a few days early, and they called her a miracle woman. She left the hospital early. She never experienced any pain.
No pain.
No pain. The whole journey that she went through. But it was a difficult process after, because she had a lot of chest problems, and it was a lot for me to deal, because she had a mood swings, which is not easy when someone's going through chemo and cancer and the whole tooth. So I had to deal with a lot of stuff, and I had to realize, you know what, Lord, like, I know that it's not her. I know, the enemy works to try and discourage people, and I had to just lay it at the cross every single day. And all he said to me was, dude, I want you to love her. I want you to love her. I want you to love her. And that's what I did. And I'm not saying we don't have our struggles now, but we do stick close to one another. We help each other out. We're always supporting each other, always encouraging one another. And you know what, like, for some people, they would give up on someone in this circumstance. Why? Why would they want to give up on someone? It's because they don't know how to deal with the pressure. And the pressure is never ours to carry. It was always his to carry. And if you can let him carry that pressure, then you will overcome and conquer.
With that said, Pastor Matthew, I would like to ask you to speak into this camera and maybe give anyone who might need that message of hope, that little bit of encouragement, that one person who is just wanting to give up. We do know that in South Africa we have a rape crisis where every 4 minutes a child is raped. Every 5 minutes a woman is abused or raped in South Africa. Can you please just for that one person that needs to hear this, give them an encouragement, a word of encouragement?
So from my side to you, there's always hope in the most difficult of circumstances. You just need to start seeing that you're better than the circumstance, that you can overcome the situation if you allow Jesus just to step in and take over and take control. I know that God is faithful. He has been so faithful to us. We are still facing giants every single day. Every day we have challenges to face. You're never ever going to run away from that. But if you can start seeing the bigger picture to life, you will start enjoying it. You'll start loving it. Because I never used to love life. I actually hated it. I despised it. And then I was given a second chance, and I've been shown so much grace to see that there is so much to do around you. Just open your eyes and look, and you will see that there's a greater purpose to your life.
Thank you so very much for that. That inspired me. I must say, I'm sitting here and I am feeling all the feels, and I just feel so much that coming from you, you and your wife, there's so much love, and I believe it's one of those things where you guys are loving people where they might be in a situation where they don't even know how to love themselves, where there's not a lot of people around them to support them. And I believe that the people that we are speaking to are people that are sometimes not understanding how can they get involved, because they think it might take too much. And I hear your story that you had very little, you had 100 rand left. How can people get involved? And I'm asking more specifically with the helping those in need, with your organization. How can they be of assistance to you?
Okay. What we do daily is we feed. We have a lot of homeless folk here. We have a lot of moms out of different areas in the whole East London. They come here. They have absolutely no baby supplies. They have absolutely no food. They have not even a sanitary pad. So in that sense, You can donate either to helping those in need, you can donate your time. We have a young lady here today. She is just volunteering her time. She's going to do homework with all the kids. It's little things that count. So whatever they can offer, even if it's their time, their advice, or anything, that is what we would appreciate.
We also have, if guys are interested in stepping out and going into the communities to do, like, really get down and dirty and see what it is that we see each day. We have, every Wednesday we go into the community from 11 till 2, and every Thursday also from 11 to 2. So they meet here at our place, number 6 Jarvis Road in Berea, and you're welcome to join us.
Thank you so very much for what you and your wife do, and I continue to pray for you, and I believe that God will continue to open doors for you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the remarkable duo pair that gives not only of themselves but proves that love is an action word. If you were touched by this story and would like to get in contact with helping those in need, please do make contact with them on the details on your screen. Until next time, umuntu kumuntu gabantu. I'm a person because of you. God bless and stay beautiful.
If you are doing amazing work in your community and would like to be featured on our show, please do make contact through our socials. All our recipes can also be obtained from the links as shown. Remember, we rise by lifting others.